What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Edge Over Action. Today is Wednesday, July 1st, and we ran a full MLB slate on 14 games today. Just a quick recap of yesterday. We went 3-4. It wasn't exactly what we wanted, but it's still okay. We went 3-4. White Sox at Orioles, we won. Tigers at Yankees under 7, we lost. Rays Royals, money line, we won. Reds at Brewers, team total 4.5. We won that one. Padres at Cubs under 11.5. Unfortunately, we lost that. And Twins at Astros. Twins first 5 money line. Unfortunately, we lost that as well. It's not what we wanted, but again, it could have been worse. We move forward, we take the information, and we just keep going. Before we get into today's slate, quick disclaimer. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Sports betting involves risk, and I am not responsible for any losses, bad beats, line movements, or decisions you make with your own bankroll. Always bet responsibly, only bet what you can afford to lose, and follow the laws where you live. Now, if you enjoy disciplined sports betting content, MLB slate breakdowns, market reads, simulations, and real bet or pass decisions, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the daily card. Here's how we do things here on Edge Over Actions. We do not start with the picks, we start with the board. First, we scan the full slate. We look for weather flags, pitching volatility, strange line movement, public money splits, sharp money signals, bullpen fatigue, travel spots, lineup risk, and games that may actually be worth modeling. Second, we build a short list. Not every game deserves action. Most games are passes. We are only looking for the games where the market might have made a mistake. Third, we read the market before the model. We want to know where the line opened, where it moved, who the public is betting, where the money is showing, and whether the move looks like real steam or fake steam. Fourth, we run the baseball model. That gives us projected scores, win percentages, fair lines, total probabilities, first 5 edges, and possible mispriced markets. Fifth, we stress test everything. We ask, what makes this bet completely wrong? What if the starter is worse than expected? What if the bullpen is tired? And what if the weather edge disappears? What if the market side is not a trap and the market is right? We need to know these questions, okay? And then finally, we make that call. Better pass, baby. No leans, no maybes, and no forced plays. And one more important rule, we're not about building parlays here. We're not trying to get rich off one lottery ticket. This channel is about growing the account with disciplined, straight bets and bankroll protection. Parlays are fun, guys, but they are not the foundation of this process. And before we start the scan, hit that like button if you want more daily MLB breakdowns. So here it is. Let's get into today's board. All right, first game up, we've got White Sox at Orioles. The first market read is interesting because the public is split. Sharper looking money from Action Network leans towards White Sox money line and over. The issue is the price. White Sox were picked around plus 120, but the current number is closer to plus 115. That matters because this isn't a huge starter edge. It's more of a Baltimore is overvalued read. We've got Noah Schultz, 5.82 ERA, Dean Kramer, 4.09 ERA. Kramer's strikeout profile is much better according to Action Network, but the sample looks dangerous to overtrust. Schultz has ugly surface numbers, but Baltimore's projected lineup has several low OBP bats and swing and miss spots. That creates a live underdog path, but not a clean one. The weather in the park is 95 degrees at Camden Yards. Park factor is 102, according to Outlier. Which usually the higher the number for park factor, the more better chances of home runs. Hot air helps carry. That supports the over, but the total already got pushed up to 10. Our simulation projected score shows Orioles at 5.4, at White Sox 4.9. Win probability, Orioles 56% of the time, White Sox 44%. Top score cells are Orioles 5-4, 5-5, 4-4, White Sox 5-4, Orioles 6-4. For the over 10, that hits about 45% of the time, 12% push, and 42% hits the under. Vegas trap signal. Public sees Baltimore at home as the better name, but the sharper resistance is on Chicago. Still, the line didn't give us enough plus money. Disaster scenario is Schultz walks hitters early. Pete Alonso and Gunnar Henderson run into one, and Baltimore gets into the weaker middle relief. If Schultz is 15% worse than projected, White Sox money line dies quickly. Live angle is if Schultz survives the first 2 innings with command and Chicago is still plus money live with White Sox money line, can become more attractive than pregame. If the game is 0-0 or 1-1 through 2, the over loses value. The fair line Orioles is minus 128, White Sox plus 120-ish. The market is neutral, but stress adjusted White Sox needed plus 120 or better. Yeah. So for this one, we would probably be looking at White Sox money line. All right, next game, we've got Rangers at Guardians. This game had real under movement. The total moved down from 8.5 to 9 territory to 8, which is a major market move. The problem is not the read. The problem is the number. Under 8.5 had value. Under 8 is far less forgiving. We've got Mackenzie Gore pitching with a 4.05 ERA and Joey Cantillo with a 3.87 ERA. This is not a dominant starter matchup, but it is stable enough. Gore has the better strikeout base. Cantillo is more fragile because of whip and contact profile. Texas also has the better lineup versus left-handed pitching. For the weather and park information, it is 90 degrees in Cleveland. Heat helps offense, but Progressive Field is not pushing the ball enough to fully cancel the under move. Simulation, projected score, Rangers 4, Guardians 4, win probability basically 50-50. Top score sells 4-4, Rangers 4-3, Guardians 4-3, 3-3, Rangers 5-4. Under 8, that hits about 45% of the time, pushes 14%, and the over hits 41%. The Vegas trap signal is the sharper looking split is odd. Public slightly on Texas, but some money indicators point Cleveland. At the same time, the total move is cleaner than the side. Disaster scenario is one starter is fine for 4 innings, then a tired bullpen leaks 2 runs in the 6th or 7th. At 8, one bad inning can destroy the under. A live angle is betting live opportunity, then pregame. If both starters show command first time through the order, live under 7.5, 8 could still work. If either starter has a 20-plus pitch first inning, don't chase the under. So pretty much for this game, potentially under 8.5 is what we're looking at for the Rangers at Guardians. All right, next game, we've got Tigers at Yankees. This one is one of the latter public trap games. The Yankees are taking a majority of the bets and money in several splits, but they are ice cold, injury thinned, and still priced like the public expects to bounce back. We've got Troy Melton with a 2.39 ERA and Will Warren with a 3.75 ERA. Melton's ERA is likely due for regression, but he still projects close to Warren. Warren has strikeout ability, but gives up more traffic. The Yankees lineup has power, but Judge, Stanton injuries materially reduce the intimidation factor. The weather and park information is it's 95 degrees in Yankee Stadium. Hot weather plus short porch increases volatility. This is not a comfortable under environment. Simulation projection shows Tigers 4.9 runs, Yankees 4.9 runs, win probability 50-50. Top score sells are 4-4, Tigers 5-4, Yankees 5-4, 5-5, Tigers 4-3. Over 9.5 hits about 52% of the time. Vegas trap signal is Yankees money looks public heavy. Tigers plus 1.5 had some model value, but the current minus 165 price is too expensive. A disaster scenario, Melton's low ERA regresses immediately. Yankee Stadium heat turns into 2 fly balls into home runs. If the Yankees score 3 in the first, Tigers plus 1.5 is not dead, but it becomes a chase game with a weaker margin. A live betting angle is if Melton's velocity and command looks real in the first inning, Detroit's live plus 1.5 or money line could be better than the pregame. If Warren is missing bats early, stay off. So for this game, we are looking at a Tigers plus 1.5, fair price around minus 175, but stress test adjusted it playable to a minus 160. So Tigers money line playable only to plus 125 or better. All right, next game, we've got Nationals at Red Sox. This is a classic sharp dog, but not enough price game. Washington got respect and money from some sharper sources, but Boston still has the cleaner starter profile, obviously, because Boston has just been super hot lately. Andrew Alvarez with a 3.44 ERA and Peyton Toll with a 2.78 ERA. Toll is the real reason I didn't take Washington. Alvarez has strikeout upside, but the whip is high. He can get outs, but he also allows base traffic. Boston's lineup is not elite, but there are enough right-handed contacted bats to punch walks. Weather and park information, it is 93 degrees at Fenway. Heat is going to help carry the ball out, but Fenway's run environment is not screaming automatic over in this setup. The simulation shows projected scores: Red Sox 4.9 and Nationals 4.6. Win probability: Red Sox 54% of the time, Nationals 46% of the time. Top score cells are 4-4, Red Sox 5-4, Nationals 5-4, 5-5, and then Red Sox 4-3. The under 9.5 hits about 52%. Vegas trap signal is public is on Boston, but the sharper dog interest is on Washington. However, the current plus 122 is not enough because the starter edge still belongs to Boston. Disaster scenario is Alvarez walks 2 in the first. Boston manufactures early runs, and Washington is immediately forced into comeback mode. A live angle betting situation is if Alvarez has command and Washington is not trailing after 2 innings, Nationals live becomes more interesting. Boston pregame at minus 146 is just too expensive. So what we're looking at for Red Sox, Nationals, possible Washington money line, fair price plus 116 to plus 120, playable to plus 128 or better. Pass at plus 122 or worse, actually. All right, next game, Padres at Cubs. This is a dangerous game because the total looks huge, but Wrigley weather already forced the book to hang in a high number. The public is strongly on Cubs, while sharper money is more mixed. We've got Walker Buehler with a 3.81 ERA and Colin Rea with a 4.8 ERA. Buehler has the better profile. Rea is hitting and does not miss enough bats. Padres' offense is not consistent, but they have enough right-handed damage bats to attack Rea. Weather and park information: Wrigley is 91 degrees today with winds at 12 miles per hour. It's volatile. The number 12 is high, but not insane for the conditions, especially since they've been going over this number the last 2 games. Simulation projected scores are Padres 6.2 runs, Cubs 6.1 runs. Win probability is Padres 51% of the times and Cubs 49% of the times. Top score cells are 6-6, Padres 6-5, Cubs 6-5, 5-5, Padres 7-6. Over 12 hits about 46% of the time, pushes 11% of the time, and the under hits 43%. Vegas trap signal is the public wants Cubs and the over/under market is conflicted. The book already adjusted heavily upward. It's not a clean summer over, but the total is already inflated. Bullpen concern is both bullpens have fatigue markers. It helps the over, but it also creates late randomness, which is dangerous for a high total. Disaster scenario is Rea is bad, but Buehler stabilizes the Padres side, and the game lands 7-4 or 6-5. Under bettors survive. Over bettors need late chaos. If there's a 3-run first, the under is not dead at 12, but it becomes uncomfortable fast. Live betting angle is if the first inning is scoreless, but both starters are allowing hard contact, live over is better than pregame. If the ball is not carrying early, don't force the over. So again, guys, for Padres Cubs, we're possibly looking at the over. All right, next game, Mets at Blue Jays. This is a messy market. The Mets are slightly favorites, but the money split shows Blue Jays respect. There's also injury lineup uncertainty around Toronto's bats, especially Guerrero's back note. For pitching, we've got Freddie Peralta with a 4.53 ERA. We got Braden Fisher with a 3.48 ERA. Fisher has the better current run prevention profile. Peralta has more established strikeout ability, but has been more hittable. Mets have Soto and power threats, but the lineup is uneven. Weather and park information, Rogers Center, roof variable. The roof decision matters with roof closed, conditions normalized, with roof open / humid. Often offense gets a slight bump. Simulation, projected scores, Blue Jays 4.3 runs, Mets 4.2 runs. Win probability is Blue Jays 51% of the time, Mets 49%. Top score cells are 4-4, Blue Jays 4-3, Mets 4-3, 3-3, Blue Jays 5-4. And under 8.5 hits about 52% of the time. Vegas trap signal is public is slightly on the Mets, but money likes Toronto. That says Jays are the sharper side, but not enough to overcome lineup uncertainty. Disaster scenario is Guerrero sits or is compromised. Fisher only goes 4 innings, and Toronto's bullpen has to cover too much. If Mets score early, Toronto plus side loses its value quickly. Live betting angle is wait for confirmed Guerrero status and first time through quality. If Fisher is missing bats and Toronto's lineup is intact, Jays live money line is more attractive than pregame. So for Mets at Blue Jays, we're possibly looking at Blue Jays money line -105 to -110. All right, next game up, we've got Pirates at Phillies. This remains the cleanest side edge on the board. The public and money are heavily on Philly, which, I mean, I don't blame them. But the underlying matchup does not justify that gap. Phillies are priced like Wheeler is clearly better than Skeens. My model just doesn't disagree. For pitching, we've got Paul Skeens with a 3.1 ERA and Zach Wheeler with a 2.03 ERA. So it's going to be a heavy pitching matchup today. Wheeler's surface ERA is better, but Skeens grades right there with him. And in some estimator categories, Skeens is actually stronger. This is the main misprice. If the starting pitching gap is close, the Phillies should not be -136 with that much public tax. For the lineup, Pittsburgh's projected lineup has legitimate right-handed contact depth and power. Philadelphia still has elite bats at the top, but there are weaker bottom order spots. Park information, 94 degrees at Citizen Bank Park. That adds home run volatility, which slightly hurts both starting pitchers. It also makes the dog more dangerous because one swing can flip the game. Simulations, projected scores, Pirates 4.2, Phillies 4.1. Win probability, Pirates 51% of the time, Phillies 49% of the time. Top score cells, 4-4, Pirates 4-3, Phillies 4-3, 3-3, Pirates 5-4. Over 8 wins about 45% of the time, pushes 14% of the time, and the under hits 41% of the time. Biggest trap signal is big one. Public is heavily on Phillies, and the market is asking you to lay a favorite price in what grades closer to a coin flip ace matchup. That's the kind of public name premium we look for. The stress test shows if Skeens is 15% worse, the bet becomes fragile but not dead because plus 115 gives cushion. If Wheeler is vintage Wheeler and goes 7 strong, Pirates likely lose. If the Phillies get a 2-run homer in the first, the bet loses fast because Pittsburgh then has to chase against an ace. If bullpen fatigue matters late, I trust Pittsburgh's price more than Philadelphia's favorite tax. Live angle, if Skeens gets through the first 2 innings clean and Pirates are still plus money, that's a strong live confirmation spot. If Wheeler's command is perfect early, don't double down. So we're looking Pirates at Phillies. We're possibly looking at a Pirates money line. If you could find plus 115 or better, that would be great. Don't play anything worse than minus 102. All right, next game, we've got Cardinals at Braves. This game has competing signals. Some sharp bettors like St. Louis, but the broader money movement still respects Atlanta. The Braves are not in good recent form, but the Cardinals' bullpen stress makes the dog harder to trust. Pitching, we've got Michael McGreevy with a 3.12 ERA and Ronaldo Lopez with a 3.47 ERA. Neither starter is dominant underneath. McGreevy has the better run prevention profile, but his strikeout rate is low, which is scary against a lineup with Atlanta power. Weather and park information, Truist Park, 91 degrees, rain risk in, according to Action Network and Outlier. Heat helps, but park suppresses overall run environment more than some summer parks. Simulation projects scores, Cardinals 4.5 runs, Braves 4.4 runs, win probability, Cardinals 51%, Braves 49%. Top score sells 4-4, Cardinals 4-3, Cardinals 5-4, Braves 4-3, Braves 5-4. Under 9 hits about 47% of the time, 13% push, and 40% on the over. Vegas trap signal is Braves are public and money favorite, but not as toxic as Philly. The issue is that St. Louis needs a better number because of bullpen and low K starter risk. Disaster scenario, McGreevy pitches to contact, Atlanta's top 4 punish him, and Cardinals' bullpen is forced in early. If Atlanta gets a 3-run first, Cardinals' money line is in bad shape. Live angle, if McGreevy's command is sharp and Atlanta's offense still looks cold first time through, Cardinals live plus money can make sense. Pre-game is short. So we're looking at a possible Cardinals money line for this game. Fair price around plus 108 to plus 112. Playable at plus 125 or better. All right, next game, we've got Rays at Royals. This game screams public favorite tax. Rays are taking overwhelming action. Tampa is clearly better, but the number has been inflated by team form and recent blowout memory. For pitching, we've got Shane McClanahan with a 3.3 ERA and Seth Lugo with a 4.18 ERA. Tampa has the starter edge and lineup edge. Lugo is a contact pitcher in a bad weather setup, which gives Rays team total logic, but the market knows this. Weather and park information, Coffin Park, it's 88 degrees, 14 mile per hour winds. This is a real over environment. Simulation projected scores, Rays 5.8, Royals 5.3, win probability, Rays 56%, Royals 44%. Top score sells are 5-5, Rays 6-5, Rays 5-4, Rays 6-4, Royals 6-5. The over 10.5 hits about 55% of the time. Vegas trap signal is Rays money line is just too public. Over money is also extremely strong. This could still go over, but the price is no longer a gift. Disaster scenario, McClanahan suppresses Kansas City. Tampa scores early, then stops pressing. Final lands 7-3 or a 6-4, which hurts the over and makes Rays money line too expensive to justify. Live betting angle is, best live angle is Royals team total if McClanahan's command is off early. If Lugo is getting ground balls and limiting hard contact, pass the live over. So for this one, we're looking at a possible over at 10. At 10.5 is pushing it, though. All right, next game, Reds at Brewers. This is a strong model matchup from Milwaukee, but not a clean betting price. The document shows massive public and money support on Brewers and the over. That creates trap risk because the market is already aligned with obvious side. Pitching, we've got Andrew Abbott with a 3.9 ERA, Sean Drohan with a 3.12 ERA. Drohan has the better underlying profile. Abbott's ERA looks better than his estimators, so there is regression risk. That's why Brewers' first 5 team total was attractive conceptually. Lineup, Cincinnati projects weak versus left-handed pitchers. Milwaukee has better lineup form and more contact power depth. The issue is that the market knows it. Weather and park information, American Family Field. It has a roof variable, and it will be 90 degrees. Roof decision matters because the Action Network and Outlier notes roof may close in extreme heat/humidity. Simulation projections, projected scores: Brewers 4.7 runs, Reds 4.3 runs. Win probability: Brewers win 55% of the time, Reds 45%. Top score cells are 4-4, Brewers 5-4, Brewers 4-3, Brewers 5-3, Reds 5-4. Under 9 hits about 46% of the time, pushes 13%, and the over hits 41%. Vegas trap signal is Brewers are the right side, but when 90% of the bets and 90% plus money are already on Milwaukee, there's not enough hidden value at minus 165. Disaster scenario is Abbott's strikeout stuff plays up. Johan allows traffic, and Brewers' bullpen has to cover too many innings. If Reds score first, Brewers' money line becomes a bad choice at a heavy price. Live betting angle: Brewers first 5 live only if Johan's command is sharp and Abbott's pitch count climbs. Don't lay a bigger live price if Milwaukee scores first, but Abbott looks good still. This one, we're possibly looking at a Brewers money line or possibly first 5. So, yeah. Next game, Twins at Astros. The market moved toward Houston from cheaper numbers. Zarello's bet to minus 135 type of range makes sense, but the problem is we are already at the edge of the playable band. Pitching, we've got Taj Bradley with a 3.98 ERA and Tatsuya Imai with a 5.36 ERA. Imai is the tricky piece. His ERA is ugly, but strikeout indicators are much better. That means he has positive regression potential. Betting against him purely on ERA can be dangerous. The lineup: Houston's top order power gives them the higher ceiling. Minnesota has enough left and right balance to stay alive, especially if Imai is wild. Weather and park information: Daikin Park. It's in Daikin Park, and there's a rain risk. So the roof can neutralize the summer over angle. Simulation projected scores: Twins 4.4, Astros 4.3. Win probability: Twins 51%, Astros 49%. Top score cells: 4-4, Twins 4-3, Astros 4-3, Twins 5-4, Astros 5-4. The over 8.5 hits about 50% of the time. Vegas trap signal is Houston is respected by the market, but current price has absorbed the value. This is not a fade Houston spot. It's just not playable anymore. Disaster scenario: Imai's command fails, Alvarez, Paredes, and Walker punch him, and Minnesota trails before the bullpen matters. If Houston scores 3 early, Twins' money line is nearly dead. Live betting angle: if Bradley is missing bats and Imai's command is shaky, Houston live is playable only if the price is not worse than minus 150. If Imai looks dominant early, Minnesota live dog commands the value. So we are looking at a possible Houston money line minus 124 to minus 130, playable at minus 130, pass at minus 135. Next game, we got Marlins at Rockies. The site is too public on Miami, but the total is where the edge is. Coors plus Freeland plus Colorado bullpen gives multiple paths to runs. And this is not a Coors over. It is a pitcher plus bullpen plus park alignment. Pitching, we've got Max Meyer 2.6 ERA, Kyle Freeland 7.5 ERA. Meyer is clearly better, which makes Marlins moneyline logical but expensive. Freeland is the real target. His whip profile are awful for Coors. Even if Meyer handles Colorado, Miami can carry a big chunk of the total by itself. Weather and park information: Coors Field, 85 degrees, 14 mile per hour wind, strong run environment. Projected scores: Marlins 6.4, Rockies 5.4. Win probability: Marlins 61%, Rockies 39%. Top score cells: Marlins 6-5, 5-5, Marlins 6-4, Marlins 7-5, 6-6. Over 11 hits about 52% of the time, pushes 12% of the time, and the under hits 37%. Vegas trap signal. Public is extremely heavy Miami money line. That makes Miami money line dangerous, but the total money is the important signal. Money wants over, while public split is less overwhelming. That is a sharper looking profile. Stress test. If Meyer is 15% better than projected, the Rockies side may only score 3 to 4. The bet still has life because Freeland and Marlins can go to +7. If Freeland is better than expected, the over is in trouble. If there's a 3-run first, the bet is alive and strengthened. If both starters get quick ground balls early, wait for bullpen exposure. Live betting angle. If Freeland escapes the first but allows hard contact, live over is still good. If Meyer is cruising and Miami leads 4-0, do not assume Colorado contributes. The Marlins team total may be better than full game live over. So for this game, we are looking at Marlins Rockies over 11. Okay, we're gonna pass at 11.5. We're looking at 11 and possibly Marlins team total. All right, next game, Giants at Diamondbacks. This is one of the better model dog spots, but not clean enough to bet. The model likes San Francisco against Zach Gallen's current form, but the market money is not strong enough to call it a true betting edge. Trevor McDonald with a 4.94 ERA, Zach Gallen 6.15 ERA. Man, Zach Gallen just really went downhill. Gosh, I remember when he played for Tampa Bay, and he was just dealing in there. Gallen's surface and estimator profile are both ugly. That makes Arizona dangerous to lay as a favorite. McDonald's not trustworthy enough either, but he is still significantly worse than current Gallen. Lineup. Giants lineup has contact at the top with arrays, plus power from Devers, Eldridge, and Schmidt. Arizona's top half is still dangerous with Marty, Carroll, and Moreno type bats. Weather and park information. We're in Chase Field. It's going to be 97 degrees out. Roof, indoor conditions can matter. It's not a pure desert over unless roof weather setup confirms. Simulation projected scores, Giants 5.1, Diamondbacks 4.7. Win probability is Giants 55%, Diamondbacks 45%. Top score sales are Giants 5-4, 4-4, 5-5, Diamondbacks 5-4, Giants 5-3. Over is a 9.5, hits about 52%. Vegas trap signal, Arizona is taking public support, but the stronger undercurrent on San Francisco is not enough to fully override Arizona's lineup edge. This is a model value, not betting quality value. Disaster scenario, McDonald gets hit hard, early. Arizona's top order produces crook numbers, and Gallen only needs to be average. If Gallen regresses positively today, Giants money line loses quickly. Live betting angle, if Gallen's fastball command is poorly in the first inning, Giants live team total is better than pregame money line. If Gallen looks fixed mechanically, pass. So for this game, looks like we're looking at possibly taking a Giants money line. So yeah. And last game on the board, we've got Dodgers at Athletics. This is the best over environment outside Coors. The Dodgers are extremely public, so I don't want the Dodgers money line. The over is a better expression because it uses the park, Dodgers lineup, Athletics offense at home, and bullpen game uncertainty. Pitching, we've got Brock Stewart with a 1.8 ERA, JT Ginn with a 3.15 ERA. Stewart's numbers are strong, but this may not be a traditional full starter workload. The Action Network and Outlier notes Ohtani is not pitching and suggests a bullpen game type setup. That adds volatility. Ginn is decent, but his indicators are worse than ERA, and the Dodgers' left-handed bats are the main concern. Dodgers lineup is loaded. Ohtani, Pages, Freeman, Betts, Muncy, Hernandez, Tucker, Edman, Rushing. It's all the best offensive stack on the slate. The Athletics also have real power with Kurtz, Langoliers, Butler-type bats. Weather and park information, Sutter Health Park in Sacramento, ranked first in home runs for out of all the parks. 81 degrees, 11-mile-per-hour winds. This is a major run environment. Simulation projected scores: Dodgers 6, Athletics 4.9, win probability: Dodgers 63% of the time, Athletics 37%. Top score sells: Dodgers 6-4, Dodgers 5-4, Dodgers 6-5, 5-5, Dodgers 7-4. Over 10.5 hits about 53% of the time. So yeah, Vegas trap signal: Dodgers side is very public. That is why I do not want Dodgers money line at -170. But the over has a real setup. Strong park factor, loaded Dodgers lineup, possible bullpen exposure, and enough A's home offense. If Ginn is better than expected and keeps the ball on the ground, the over becomes harder. If Stewart gives bulk quality innings, the A's condition could disappear. If Dodgers score early and stop pressing, the game can land 7-3 or 8-2. If there is a 3-run first, the over becomes very live because both bullpens are still exposed. Live betting angle: Dodgers have hard contact first time through, but only 1-2 runs. Live over is still playable. If the A's look overmatched by Stewart and a bulk arm, avoid adding. Guys, for this one, we are possibly looking at a Dodgers Athletics over 10.5. All right, guys, and that was the MLB slate for July 1st, 2026, which is a Wednesday. The 3 games that we will be betting on for today will be Pirates at Phillies, Pirates money line. We're going to do Marlins at Rockies. We're going to take the over 11. And Dodgers at Athletics, we're going to bet over 10.5. So Pirates money line, Marlins Rockies over 11, Dodgers Athletics over 10.5. Guys, that is the card. Remember, this is edge over action. We do not need to bet every single game. We do not need to chase. We just need to make quality plays and not force anything. We are fire when the price, the model, and the market give us a real edge. If you like this type of disciplined betting breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your favorite play from today's slate in the comments. Let's stay sharp, protect the bankroll, beat the closing line, and let's make some money. Have a good day, guys.